Slow ahead.
Slow ahead, sir.
Full ahead.
Full ahead, sir.
Everything under control.
Control, a magic buzzword that means many things to many managers, including ship captains. Sometimes control becomes confused with crisis management, shouting terse orders, taking matters into your own hands, making split-second decisions, facing emergencies.
Port your helm. Port my helm. Steady as she goes. Steady as she goes.
But crisis management is not really control. Control is a strategic management tool. It means monitoring work and making corrections so that you can reach your goals. The captain sets standards to learn where he is in relation to that goal. His standards include his location, plotted on the ship's charts, and his time schedule. Then he takes measurements along the way to see how he's doing in relation to those standards. A ship has many devices to measure location and progress. Having taken measurements, the captain can make corrections if necessary.
Starboard 15. Starboard 15.
The captain has everything under control. He has set his goals, measured his position en route, and has taken corrective action to ensure a timely arrival. And how do you achieve control in your own work? 3 progressive steps. Establish standards, measure progress against standards, and take corrective action if necessary. Let's apply this formula to managerial control in business and see how it operates. Take the problem of keeping the costs of operation within budget.
Come in.
Meet Paul.
Paul,
Yes, sir.
just gonna send for you. Come in, sit down.
Thank you.
I understand you've completed the Miller project.
Yes, sir. Finished it this morning, right on schedule.
Well, I'll say this for you, Paul. You've never missed a completion date.
Well, thank you, sir.
Have you seen the final cost yet?
Well, no, I haven't received my copy of the computer printout yet.
Well, I got mine 30 minutes ago. I've been studying it.
Let's see. Final costs.
It's way over budget. Do you know why?
No, sir. Everything went so well. I just can't figure out what went wrong.
Did you work this budget out completely?
Certainly, sir. I thought I did a thorough job. I still can't understand how it got up this high.
What did you do with the budget?
Well, I used it in planning.
Once the project got underway,
Sir, you understand the kind of pressure I was under. It mounted. And, well, I was deeply concerned about the deadline. To tell you the truth, sir, I was lucky to finish on time.
but you weren't watching the budget.
Well, I just didn't feel that I needed it after we got started. I mean, everything seemed to be going so well, and, well, I just can't see what happened.
What happened? Paul wasn't committed to controlling the costs. He didn't give them top priority. He developed a budget, all right, but he didn't use it to establish standards. He didn't bother breaking it down and setting up checkpoints along the way as the captain here and his crew did. Paul needed to set up guidelines on his given budget. If more money was being spent than had been allocated, Paul's measurements would have alerted him of the problem in time to make corrections.
So let's give Paul another chance and watch him set up standards that allow him to measure his progress.
Okay, this is our first phase cost breakdown, and as you can see, our total was already 5% higher than we'd anticipated it would be at this point.
Any idea why?
Well, our materials are costing more than we projected.
Doesn't sound too serious.
Well, that's because we won't get into any heavy material purchases until phase 4, and then it would be serious. So we've got to tackle this problem right now. Sally, let's try and find some materials that cost less that we can still use and meet specifications. And then let's locate a supplier who can provide them for less.
Okay.
Now, Art, if we're going to have to live with these costs, I think we'd better re-examine the budget for areas where we can make up the difference.
Will do.
Okay. I'm glad we got this now, because any later we would have been way over budget, and it would have been too late to do anything about it.
Now that's control. Paul established standards for each phase of his project based on his budget, and used them to look forward to predict danger signals. He took measurements to see where he was in relation to his standards by examining costs. That information helped him to make a judgment about where he was going, and he made corrections to ensure that his final costs would be in line with his budget. Now, let's examine another control-related problem, completing a project on time.
Hello? Yes, John. Yes, I know about the deadline. You will have all your designs by tomorrow morning. I've got all my best people on it. Yeah, and I've got a review meeting right about now. Okay? Good. I'll see you in the morning. Okay. Fred?
You know, I think I like... Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you later.
I know you're really busy, but John wanted this report, so how's it going?
Pretty fair. Got the preliminaries almost done.
Okay, I need the finals by tonight.
Tonight? I told you last week I was running into trouble and I needed some help. You never got back to me.
You're right. Frankly, when I didn't hear from you this week, I thought you'd solved all your problems.
I wish I had. Okay, Shirley, I'll tell you what. If I work all night tonight. I might be able to have them done by tomorrow. I can try.
Oh, that would be great. Thanks, Fred.
You got it.
George,
Yes.
you will have your finals by tomorrow morning, won't you?
It's impossible. I mean, somebody has got to go through all these layouts and give me the changes. I understood that the deadline was extended.
I'm sorry. I should have told you it was not extended. If I give you the changes in about a half hour or so, would that help?
I certainly would, yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Mary, my last hope. You will have the designs by tomorrow morning, won't you?
Of course I will. I finished that a week ago. I've already started on next month's designs.
Why didn't you tell me you were finished?
Well, I tried to, but you were always hard at work or in conference or on the phone. I finally sent you a memo. Didn't you get it?
I've just been so busy I haven't had a chance to catch up on my mail. Suppose you drop this new work and give George a hand, okay?
Sure, anytime.
By exercising control throughout this project, Shirley could have avoided the last-minute rush to meet the deadline. Let's say her department had been given a month to finish those designs. And suppose Shirley had broken the project into manageable units of time and then set standards to determine how far along her people should be at the end of each time period. Let's see how she might have handled it under those conditions.
George, it looks great.
Yeah.
You think you can keep up the pace and bring it in on time?
No problem. We got it.
Good. Fred, the work is very good.
Thank you.
Are you running a little behind schedule? Are there any problems?
I am running behind schedule. It's just, I'm going as fast as I can, really.
I realize that. Something's slowing you down. Is there any factor we need to re-examine?
Well, Shirley, there's a lot more detailed work involved than we'd originally estimated, so it's taking more time.
Mary?
Yes.
You're ahead of schedule and your assignment seems less complicated. How about taking an hour or two each day and working with Fred on some of these extra details? And we'll see where we are at the end of the week, okay?
Sounds good.
Sounds good indeed. Shirley is exercising control over time now. And again, to do it, she is following a three-step process. First, by setting a deadline, she established standards and informed her staff about them. Secondly, when she checked back with her designers to see how the portfolio was progressing, she took measurements and found that Fred was behind schedule. So, in order to complete the project on time, Shirley put step 3 into operation. She took corrective action by reallocating the workload. Here on this ship, there are many controls, and they all play a role in the destiny of this vessel.
But it is possible for a manager to have too many controls. Take Harry's case. He's being strangled by too many controls.
Harry?
Okay, Don, what is it now?
That order for Transwest. You know I have to ship 1,000 T6 units tomorrow. Where do we stand with inventory?
I can't tell you until 4 this afternoon. I don't have my printout on it yet.
4 o'clock? That's too late. Look, if we knew right now, I could increase production. I could put the early shift on overtime.
You'll just have to estimate.
I can't afford to. I could be off by as much as 500 units. We used to know our inventory status first thing in the morning. What's going on around here?
Look, Don, I'm trying a completely new and more sophisticated procedure now. It's a system which puts inventory, reject rates, discard, material, and labor costs into one report. Here's the latest for yesterday morning. More information brought together than ever before. A major breakthrough for this department.
I gotta admit, this is pretty impressive.
Oh, it takes longer now. But in the long run, we have a better overall picture of what's going on. Isn't that what really counts?
No. What counts is that we're not going to be able to fill that Transwest order on time. Have your computer explain that to our customers.
Dawn is right. Harry's new procedure will provide a ton of strategic information, all right. However, it will delay obtaining the important inventory information needed quickly. Too much information can weaken controls. Avoid cumbersome procedures that create confusion and delay. Know what is really important and give it priority. It is amazing what controls can do for you. Controls can keep you on budget, on schedule, and on target. Follow the basic 3-step procedure.
First, set up standards against which you can measure your progress. What should the standards be? Expenditures, progress, output, quality. And then use the standards, specifications, quotas, schedules, budgets, or whatever else may apply to your situation. Use them to look forward. Let them show you not only how you're doing, but how you're going to do further down the line.
Second, take the measurements you need. Don't wait until the project's almost over before you find out where you are as compared to where you should be. Take those measurements and compare them to the standards that you had originally established. Then you can decide what to do next.
And finally, if you have good standards and have taken clear and practical measurements, then you're ready for the third step, corrective action.
Of course, if your measurements indicate that you're exactly where you should be, then you don't have to change anything. And that's control, too.
What are the benefits of a good control system? Well, a good system allows a manager to delegate effectively without losing control. It helps him know that things are happening properly. He can personally operate with increased confidence and decreased anxiety.
Establish standards. Take measurements of your position and take corrective action promptly when necessary. Follow that course and you will find smooth sailing ahead.